All right, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. All right, coming with a quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, to be edifying to the Lord's elect. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give our praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. All right, like I said, I'm not going to make this too long. Just in the wake of, the current goings on in, amongst the brotherhood, man, where you got this joker, all right, who I perceive to be an Edomite of the stock of Amalek, okay, quite possibly, Haman, coming back in the reincarnation, you know what I'm saying? All right, Vocab Malone coming through once again, you know what I'm saying, with the with the same tired points. You know what I'm saying? The same old tired talking points, man. And I'm not going to address it, you know what I'm saying, in this video. All right, you got the apostles, you got the bishops, you got the elders, all right. Many of the brothers, you know what I'm saying, done jumped on this, man, you know what I'm saying? All right, as we are here to defend the gospel, you know what I'm saying? We're here to defend the gospel, man. But it's just, it's so telling, you know what I'm saying, with where the so-called Christian community is at in these last days, you know what I'm saying? Because nothing concerning prophecy is coming out of their lips. All right, here it is. This is supposed to be the top apologist, Vocab Malone. You know what I'm saying? And all he seems to want to do is go from country to country, from state to state, harassing the Hebrew Israelites. You see what I'm saying? The men of the Lord, you see what I'm saying, who've been bringing out this truth, man. The point being is that while these Christians want to argue back and forth, you know what I'm saying, trying to see if Mary was indeed a virgin when she conceived of Yahweh Shai, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth of whether or not, all right, the Heavenly Father and his Son are both the same entity. Okay, prophecy is playing out. Prophecy is playing out right now. You see what I'm saying? Why isn't Vocab Malone talking about the things that are currently happening, all right, concerning prophecy? The prophecy of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16 and verse 17 is right in front of your face. The prophecy of World War III is upon us. Iran is striking Israel again. All right. Israel's military is now forged with the United States military. Why is he not talking about these things? Why is he not talking about the fact that that Turkey is actively speaking on jumping into the fray in terms of this conflict in West Asia? Why is he silent on these things? You see what I'm saying? Salaki. And he done brought he brought his Kunalites with him, you know what I'm saying? His little disciples with him. Okay? And this is all they got to offer. This is all they have to bring to the table, man. You know what I'm saying? The same arguments. All right, who are the Gentiles in Galatians? Who's the Gentiles that Paul's talking about? We've gone over this over and over and over and over. We at the end now. You know what I'm saying? We're at the end now. We don't even have to answer your questions no more, man. All right. All the videos are all over the internet. Very soon, they're gonna wipe this whole internet off the scene, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna take control over it. There ain't gonna be no more talking. There ain't gonna be no more prophesying very soon. Ain't gonna be no more going into the scriptures. That very book that you're holding is about to be banned very soon. Let me go into that. Let's get this article real quick. Bear with me. All right. This is from End of the American Dream. All right. Look at this shit, man. Look at this. As missiles fly in the Middle East, all right, which there is no Middle East, what it really should say is West Asia. All right. It should say West Asia. So as missiles fly in West Asia, most people still have no idea that we are literally watching World War III play out right in front of our eyes. Why is Vocab Malone not concerned about this? Huh? Why is he not concerned about this? Why are all these Kunalites that follow him, why are they not concerned about this? You see what I'm saying? They follow the Hebrew Israelites all around, but they're not considering these things, all right, these tokens, these visions, okay, that are happening right now, man. As the scripture said, let's go to the book of Habakkuk. All right, this is Habakkuk, chapter 2. And it reads, verse 2, and the Lord answered me then, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And these things are speaking right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And the things that Vocab Malone is still on the he's still on the warpath about. All right, it means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing, man. Prophecy is kicking ass. Why is he not talking about this? Again, as missiles fly in the Middle East, most people still have no idea that we're literally watching World War III play out right in front of our eyes. The great West Asian War never really stopped, but now it is fully back on. Multiple waves of Iranian missiles have been fired at Israel, and we are being warned that Israel plans to strike back. All right, as we speak. I'm looking at another article right now, that they have attacked Beirut. You know what I'm saying? So it continues. It says, meanwhile, the 4-year-old war between Russia and Ukraine is escalating again, and China just launched a special maritime law enforcement operation near Taiwan. We're literally watching World War III play out right in front of our eyes, but most people in the Western world are so hypnotized by the mainstream media that they simply cannot grasp what is happening. Last week, I explained that if Hezbollah did not stop sending rockets and drones into northern Israel, the Israelis would respond by bombing Beirut, and in turn, the Iranians would launch missiles at northern Israel in retaliation. I warned about this on Thursday, and then I shared some updated intel with my paid subscribers on Friday. Of course, the sequence of events that I warned about in these articles is exactly what played out on Sunday. Hezbollah just kept firing at the Israelis, and so on Sunday, the IDF conducted airstrikes in southern Beirut. All right. So this is what's happening now. Let's check this out real quick. All right. from End Time, from End of American Dream. It says an absolutely massive bombing campaign that could have sparked an all-out war in the Middle East was canceled, or it's like it was called off at literally the last minute. Okay, it says we were just minutes away from an all-out war in West Asia, and most people that are living in the Western world have no idea what just happened. After hitting Iran with 2 waves of strikes, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered an absolutely massive 3rd wave, but he called it off after a last-minute phone call with with President Trump. If that massive 3rd wave of strikes have gone ahead, the Iranians would have absolutely responded in a major way, and we would be talking about all-out war in West Asia right now. All right, but there's no slowing this thing down, man. All right, there's no slowing it down. There's no stopping this. Okay, we're moving forward. So let's continue. Let's go to another article, man. All right, these are the things that that Vocab Malone refuses to talk about. These are the things that these false prophets refuse to talk about. These are the things that these Kunalites don't want to talk about. All right, this is from endtimeheadlines.org. It says the UK government plots digital ID lockdown on every phone in lockstep with big tech. Google, Apple, Meta, Windows, Amazon. All right, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? We're coming down to the wire, man. It says, according to a report from Zero Hedge, the UK Labour government is pushing forward with measures that could require digital identification for full access to smartphones, framed as a means to protect children online. This is the top. This is all right. This is where we're going to, man. All right. This is the direction we're heading in. You see what I'm saying? Your identity will be required. Your digital identification is going to be required in order to participate in this society. Okay? Once it gets down into the skin, once it becomes subdermal, all right, when they mandate this particular device that will go underneath the skin, that's when you know that we are at the end. You see what I'm saying? This thing is moving super fast. Super fast. And the moment they mandate this thing, all right, that's when you know that Yahushua is right around the corner. Yahushua is coming. You see what I'm saying? But that major event has to happen first. So this is another means of gradualism, okay? They're leading the people into this thing. And this summer is not going to be an ordinary summer, man. It's going to be a real bad one. You know what I'm saying? But these are the things that Vocab Malone's not talking about. Let's go to the next one. All right. This is another one from End Time Headlines. It says, Canada's House of Commons passes a bill that could potentially criminalize quoting the Bible. Again, that could potentially criminalize quoting the Bible. If anyone should be jumping on this, don't you think an apologist would be jumping on something like this? No. The prophets are jumping on it. You see what I'm saying? The prophets are jumping on this thing, man. The majority of Canadian members of Parliament have voted to pass a liberal bill that will allow the criminalization of religious expression and belief when quoting parts of the Bible, including about homosexuality and gender. All right? You know who this is aimed at. You see what I'm saying? You know who this is aimed at. Early Wednesday evening, all right, the members of Parliament from the Liberal Party and the Bloc, Cubo, All right. In it's like in a 186 to 137 vote, passed the bill C9, known as the Combating Hate Act. Okay, this is what it's always framed at. It's always framed as peace. Okay, and through peace shall destroy many. It says NDP and Green Party MPs voted against the bill in a rare form of unity among the usually opposing parties. The bill now heads to Canada's rubbing stamp Senate for review. A last-minute effort by the Conservatives to change the wording of the bill failed to pass. You see what I'm saying? So I asked the chat, just a quick question. I'm saying, will Canada ban the Bible? And it says Canada's bill C9, known as the Combating Hate Act, could potentially criminalize quoting certain passages from the Bible, particularly those related to homosexuality and gender. This has raised concerns about the implications for religious expression in the country. See what I'm saying? So, and it continues on, but that's pretty much the gist of it. You know what I'm saying? So while you jokers going back and forth, all right, trying to come against the prophets, you know what I'm saying, trying to come against the true men of the Lord, this is what's happening. And y'all are silent about it. You're silent about it, Vocab. All right? All these different camps out here, IUIC, ISUPK, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. All these jokers are not speaking about these things. They're not barking. Okay? So, I just found that very interesting. I wanted to point it out. You know what I'm saying? This thing's coming, man. So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, V'chak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.